I want to do a really quick live. I did a live on YouTube. I like YouTube better because of how it documents my lives. Instagram is fine, but unfortunately, I'm not growing my fan base or my networks with Instagram as much as I like to. It's really fake over here. It's really, oh no, my live got interrupted briefly. Oh, it's sad. But I want to say, I do not appreciate watching people like people or pretend to like people because if you like them, you have something to gain. That's something I learned as I networked a lot. I tend to give authentic love or just authentic positivity. If I don't love it, I'm not going to speak against it. I'm just not going to give it any energy. I'm going to take my energy to the spaces that speak to me. That's what networking has been for me. Just authentic conversation. Let's speak positively because respect is the order of the day. Like if I meet you and you do something that's intriguing, is interesting, but it's not really my flavor, my cup of tea. Oh, that's nice that you do that. It's nice that that's on the menu, but I'm not interested in that. So continue to do that. Is it harming anyone? No, cool. But like, I don't benefit from it. And maybe we come across each other and we say like, oh, we'll do this. Let's link, let's talk. And then like we don't. And that's just part of the game. Like it's not personal. Take nothing personal. Just recognize that like things are happening and the things that speak to you will continue to be in your space. Again, I'm following up on that thought of people liking people to get things. So oftentimes there's this assumption like, oh, you're trying to, it's like, actually, I don't stand to gain anything from any of you. That is what is so fun about my experiences as I reflect. I don't gain anything from any of you. Any of you. I'm grateful for the people who have given me things without expecting something on the back end. But what is really unfortunate and disrespectful is I do a lot of things. And when I start to talk on here, sometimes it feels as if none of the things are visible. Like, this brother just spouting out the mouth like this. He don't do nothing in the community. And it'd be cute. It'd be cute. It'd be real cute. And that's all it get to be. 3 poetry books self-published because I couldn't get anybody to help me publish. That's no disrespect. That's no slight to anybody. But I couldn't get help with certain things. I couldn't afford to do certain things, so I did them in the ways that worked for me. I kept a website up since 2015. It's not up right now. And I'm sure people have noticed that as well because I just couldn't afford to keep paying to have a website run that people I tell about the website didn't support. A clothing brand that I started on my own because I was doing direct to garment. DDG prints. I come up with a design, it gets printed off, you just buy it online. Couldn't get support for it. This thing that I do that goes ignored, and now Baltimore got specialty media groups that I've yet to be reached out to by because I got to go to you. I got to come to you, but I've been the one that's visible enough to even show you off to other people. Ain't that cute? So I just want to talk about how cute it is. I don't gain anything from you all. And I'm not looking to. Like that's what it becomes so complicated because it's like, even as I say this, I don't want anything. I'm just trying to make people aware of how we are in space. And how beautiful the city is and how flourishing it is and how many people are coming here and starting businesses from nothing. Shout out to Codetta's Bake Shop. Shout out to Black Genius Art Space. Shout out to the brother down on Caroline or whatever street he's off of who's selling non-alcoholic spritzers. Like it's beautiful. I'm trying not to curse. Shout out to all the waterfront areas that don't look like me that I'm going to force my way into. Shout out to Cobra Cafe. And every white person that walked into the cafe the other day that stared at me as I sipped my smoothie in confusion as to why there was a young black man sitting in the front window at 6 or 7 in the morning. Shout out to the clear lines that have yet to be removed. This city is the way it is because of redlining. There was redlining in the city. Y'all left downtown areas because it got too black. Y'all let it be crime in certain areas. You sectioned it off. And I grew up in that. I went to public schools. This is articulation and intelligence produced by black educators in Baltimore City public schools. Y'all ain't have nothing to do with it. I didn't go to some specialty white school because I didn't want you to own it. That's how I'm feeling this morning. I don't want some white person to say they're the reason for Marquise's intelligence. I don't want Johns Hopkins University to say because I went through gifted and talented programs that I'm special. Because I was in ingenuity, I'm special. I'm special because of Miss Grice. I'm special because of Miss Jackson. I'm special because of Miss Etheridge and Mr. J. And everybody who put their life on the line to make sure that I was intelligent. And I knew my history. I'm special because my father went to war for this country. And I'm not even mad. That's what this experience is. And it started with some pull-up bars in a park. Nigga, be glad that you even have a park to go to is what it feels like when I show up and there's a fence around an area I use every day. And I can't talk to the mayor because anytime somebody said something, they don't like another black man. Give him grace. He deserves more grace than accountability because you know all that it takes to stop young black men from killing each other in this city. The homicide rate went down. At this very hour, there's somebody overdosing in my city. Who do I talk to about that? Who do I send an email about that? At this very hour, there's somebody waking up in an abandoned building. There was a young black girl who was found, who was missing for hours. And that is commonplace in this space. And yes, I'm yelling and I hope you can't hear me because you never listen anyway. That's how I feel this morning. That's how I feel every morning in this space. Be grateful for my silence. Be grateful for the silence of every black person struggling with these fucked up systems. Y'all not special. I saw my family doctor at the cafe the other day. He didn't recognize me. That's what racism is. When you aren't in a context that you are normally known in, you're now unrecognizable, unforgettable. Maybe he did recognize me. Maybe he didn't want to talk to me because the last time he saw me, I was called schizophrenic. Maybe he didn't want to talk to me because the last time he saw me, I wasn't the best version of myself. So maybe he expected that I was that same thing as I sat at a cafe at an early hour and looked insane, I guess, to every white person walking in there to get their morning coffee as they habitually do in their pretty spaces. Pretty spaces made possible by redlining. The city that is beautiful, the city that stands above us, was created by the red lines. The parks we didn't get to go to, the parks we used to walk through and get called nigga. The segregation, right? Why are they on drugs? What happens when you get fired from a factory? What happens when Bethlehem still up and leaves? What happens when B&O Railroad no longer needs niggas to put rail lines down? What happens when they take trade programs out of the schools and they close rec centers? What happens when 15 to 20, and I don't even have the proper numbers, but I know a lot of schools closed down when I was picking high school. What happens when most of the schools close down and we all go to the same zone schools? What happens? What happens? Maybe kids start wiping windows. Maybe kids start gangs. Maybe they start gangs where they rob people as they're on their way home from grocery stores. Maybe they start gangs and they call themselves cruddy, and they call themselves dummy, and they call themselves draggers, and they call themselves these different names that they come up with because they're no longer being fed intelligence because the schools are closed. Maybe that's what they do. Maybe some of those gangs that get started reach a point where it's visibly a problem. And once it's visibly a problem, there's something to do about it. Maybe that visibility is the byproduct of someone's uncle getting shot in the driveway on his way to work as a Baltimore City police detective. Then maybe a page like Murder Inc. speaks about it and labels said uncle a nefarious individual. Maybe this person's paralyzed after that. But he was shot enough times that his life very much could have ended. Maybe. What happens when that's commonplace? What happens? Baltimore, Baltimore, we love you. I don't give a fuck who liked me. It's not to be liked. It's to be respected. It's to be respected. I'm not here to be tolerated. Be grateful for my silence. Woo! I Met God in the Gutter, available on Amazon. Birth of the Yogi, available on Amazon. I Speak Light Over My Life, available on Amazon. Purchase your copy today. Marquise Carrington is the author. He is the author because there were black educators who made sure he wasn't a mealy-mouthed fuck nigga. They told him that character was more important than money, status. They told him that fuck... excuse my language. They told him that his Walmart belt was fine. That he didn't need a Gucci belt. That he didn't need Prada shoes. That didn't pay less shoes his mother sent him to school but were cute. That's what they told him. And eventually his uncle sent him to school with some Air Forces. And some 993s. No, maybe there's 992s. You know, he got me right. Got me right. You know what I'm saying? And then auntie got him a polo. You know, that Ralph Lauren. You know, them horses was jumping out the shirt. You know what I'm saying? Conversations got a little bit easier. But as I always say, we are built in private, we are blessed in public. Whether they like it or love it, the process is trusted. This process is abundant. I hope you watch the whole thing, because some of you may have cut it off and then made your judgments and your assumptions. But that is why you are the assholes that you are. So love to everybody who is truthful. Because truth is so tantalizing.